Good morning, ladies. I have this fabulous one color wonder card for you today. It uses Saffron and the set Paisleys and Posies. And just to let you know, you don't want a naked inside or envelope. So join me in the craft room as I show you how I made this card today. All right, ladies. We're ready to get started. I apologize if the sound is not that good. My microphone battery went out. I went looking for a new battery. I ended up having to order it online, so I'm not certain when it'll be here. Last week, I chose Saffron and Paisleys and Posies. So I'm going to use those colors and that stamp set. I'm specifically going to use that stamp in it. I may add something else after I get it going. Since I have the framelits, I'm going to use the framelits also. I will be using the framelits for this, and then there's another bigger one of those that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use those. I have my dimensionals out and the new mini ones. I love these mini ones. They're so much fun. They're going to be really good to put behind this one since that's so tiny anyway. I have a scrap piece of paper of white. I have a piece of Whisper White, of watercolor paper, and this one is 3.5 by 4 or 4.5. Let me see, hold on. I was right, 3.5 by 4. I have my card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a spray bottle of water. I have my craft mat because I'm going to be doing some watercoloring. So let me get set up and we'll get started. Okay, I'm going to create a watercolor background for this. Since the Saffron is so light, I've got to do something to give it some interest. What I'm doing is I am stamping my pad straight onto my craft mat. Now this is a great way to make a watercolor background. I'm going to take my spray bottle and I'm going to spritz my water or my ink really a lot, and then I'm just going to take and I'm going to drag my cardstock through. If I want it darker in some areas, I will go back. And I'm going to leave it like that because I'm getting a good, I think I'm going to leave it like that. Let me get these corners. There we go. You kind of have to keep dabbing in there until you get something that you like, and pick it up and let it run down the edges to kind of spread it out. All right, and now that I have that, I'm going to set that over there. And I'm going to let it dry naturally. You can heat set it, but I like it to dry naturally. I need to stop and clean this up before I go on. Okay, while I was cleaning up, I decided to go ahead. I punched or cut out 3 of these. I missed a spot there. There's a lot of poking out with this one, so I just went ahead and did it and cleaned up because there was pieces everywhere. So that's set aside for later for something else. I also pulled a scrap, not a scrap, but a 4 by 5 1/4 inch of white in my envelope, and I have my scrap here. So I'm going to stamp on my envelope first because this is a light color and I want to make sure. Okay, all right, there's that. And now I'm going to stamp this down in this corner. And that's my inside of my envelope. And I'm sorry, I was half off camera on that. And now I'm going to stamp this. All right. And I have that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some interest. So what I'm going to do is pull my Saffron marker. Okay, took me a while. I had a bunch in my holder and they all had bad tips on it, so I went and pulled a brand new one, and I'm going to color in just some of this to give it a little bit of interest. Just so it's not so stark. Okay, and I think I'm gonna do just around the edge of the flower. As you can see, I make a lot of this up as I go. All right, there. I'm going to use the framelit and cut this out. All right, I've cut out my piece, and as you can see, this is almost dry. It's dry enough that I can put this down, and I'm going to use tear and tape with it. But what I think I'm going to do is, I think because it's still just a little damp, I'm going to hit it with the heat tool. Okay, I hit it with the heat tool to dry it totally, and I put my tear and tape on the back. My thoughts are to put this here, and then I'm going to use this as a border sticking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this piece, and I'm going to stick it down. I don't want those other points to show. I just want those three. So I'm going to do it this way, keeping my points underneath, and I mean these points. And then this is the last one, and I will cut that one off. So now when I put it down, I have that, oh, I've got too much space here. Hold on. Let me gently pull this up, and I mean gently. It's okay if the bottom rips, but not the top. Okay. All right. I see what I did. And this works out fine. I had overlapped them here, and this one I didn't. I put the 2 points together. So there's that. And as you can see, I only have a tiny, tiny bit to cut off, which I'm going to do here so it doesn't show. And that'll give me just a little bit more interest. And now I'm going to take this off, and I'll push that down in there. And I use the whole piece. You don't have to, but it just gives it some more space to grab onto. Okay, now, oh, I forgot to say, when you decide on this, you have to decide which way you wanted it. I wanted the darker part at the bottom, so it looked like it was flowing down. Whoops. To get this centered, I need to use my bone folder. Okay, so got that ready. And now I'm going to put this down. I should have put, you know what, I should have put another piece of tear and tape there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut pieces and stick it back there, and then I'll, oh, sorry, you're not seeing. See what I'm doing is I'm just adding pieces back here because it was taken up by the edge. So I'm going to stick that. Now it'll stick down. All right, take the backing off. And now it will, there we go. See, now it's down. Now, I'm going to put this in here. I will add a sentiment at the bottom. I just don't know which one I'm going to do, so I'm not going to add anything in there. So let me get my dimensionals. You could actually cut this down some if you wanted. I wanted more background with it, so let's see. Here's a half a one here, and I'm thinking this little tiny one of the minis, will go right down there and you can't see it. And then I need something down here. So you know what I'm going to do? I have a bunch. I'm not going to cut that one, but I have a bunch of edges that are like down here that are left over. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to cut this in half because I don't need all of that. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut it some more. So I'm making a really tiny piece, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to add it and curl it around. Okay, so it's like that. I checked the front. Now I'm going to take all my pieces off. You know what? I think I'm going to add this down here, and I'm going to do 2 more of these and show you what that looks like. Okay, I went ahead and I cut out, colored everything, put my dimensionals on there, but as I was doing it, it occurred to me also, if you didn't want to add more of these, what you could do is if you have the vertical greeting set, you could stamp it in Versamark and emboss it, and it would show up a lot. Because if you stamped it in just the Saffron, I don't know how much it would show up. So with that, that's another option. But I have to use what was chosen. So I'm adding my other pieces here. That one doesn't want to come off. Make sure it's not sticking out. There. Now I need to put my piece inside. I'm almost out of glue. Here it comes. So I'm going to put my piece inside, like so. Okay. There's the outside of my card. Oh, bling, bling. I need my bling. I forgot my bling. So let me get some bling. Gotta have some bling. I know I'm crazy about the bling, but it just adds to me so much. Okay, I'm going to use the medium one, and I'm going to put it there and there. Ooh, came off. I put it in the wrong spot. So guess what? I'm going to be adding another thing of bling to the top. That's all right. You can never have too much bling. All right, now this one doesn't want to get on here. There it is. There we go. There's my card. The inside and the envelope, the matching envelope. All right, are you ready, ladies? Let's see what we're gonna do next. And again, I'm turning my head, I'm not looking. You can probably tell that because my voice is distant. Brush strokes. That's a background stamp. I don't even remember which one that is. That should be interesting, because it's just a background. I'm going to choose a different one. I'm not going to do So Saffron again. That's not fair. We need to see some variety. Okay, Marina Mist. So brush strokes, which is